Hi Year 9 and welcome to your next drama lesson based on our topic at the moment, which is melodrama. So as a start then, if you didn't get a chance to complete your flashback from last week, starting with the plot points and structure on your storyboard, please ensure that you take some time to complete that to begin with. Start with the box to the right, and you've got some definitions on the left hand side to support you. So, what is the cause of action that will happen? How do the good and innocent people suffer? And how is the evil plan ruined? And what are the consequences? So, that's your provocation, your pangs, and your penalty. Please complete that box first. Remember, this is based on your flashback story from the previous week. Next, you need to consider your characters. And again, there's some tips there next to the to box. So what do you need? Who do you need? What are their names and what kind of personalities do they have? So they might be the hero, the damsel, and the villain, but you could give them their own particular names, start creating more of a world within your play. Finally, there are the three storyboard boxes. You will have noticed that I've created a slightly different document for the storyboard, as I found that a few people were having trouble because I'd screenshotted the boxes in. They couldn't actively edit them. So I've created a new document in case you were struggling with that, but you don't need to use it if you're fine. Give each scene a name at the top and then draw an image that best represents the main action of the scene, of that particular part of the scene. Remember, if you're working digitally and are unable to draw it, then you can use images from the internet to best represent what you are trying to show. Alternatively, you can draw it on paper, take a photo of it, and submit it that way. Then underneath, you need to describe the scene. So, as our first point, we are describing the action that happens. For that next level up, you need to justify. So you need to say why this action needs to take place. And then finally, for that top level answer, for that higher level challenge, you need to analyze the impact on the audience. So what does this particular part of the scene help the audience to understand, think, or feel about the characters and their situation? Okay, moving on then, if you completed that bit. If you hadn't already, please make sure you pin mark your storyboard. So complete the sentences to the left. During this lesson and the tasks I have completed, I think the most impressive thing about my work is, however, I think I need to work on. In future, I am going to. And the level I would give myself on this work is. I've put the levels to the right hand side of the screen so that you've got something to reference. Okay, if you've completed all that work, this is where we're going to start for today. So we are identifying and implementing elements of different performance styles and genres to develop engaging and effective characterisation. So our Unifrog link today, our careers link, is TV or film directors. So particular skills and activities that they do that reflect our lesson today. Developing script or ideas for programmes, directing actors on set or location, excellent organisation and planning skills, the ability to make decisions quickly, and leadership and motivational skills. So consider the use of those skills today within that particular career. Our levels for today then, guys. Okay, so as a very basic starting point, we are making sure that your characterization ideas and plot lines suit the piece that you are creating. To work at a higher level, you need to make sure that your work is confident and completely appropriate. For that level 3, you need to show this through engaging and effective characterization ideas within the performance context. So I'd like to see more detail, more explanation, stage directions, for example, as we are going. And then I'm also able to explain the wider context of this style and genre confidently to others with justification of its relevance and impact with modern references. You should now take some time to answer the SMSC question based on our discussion at the beginning of the lesson. Remember, the social, moral, spiritual and cultural question is a link to real life, how the work that we are doing has an impact on our futures. So, as we rehearse and refine our work, it's important to use the role of the director to guide you in your progression and take turns to do so. What are the most important features of a good leader? Take some time to answer that question, please. Okay, as of your next task, and I know one of two of you may have looked at this in the previous lesson, so you may need to skip forward to the next task. We are understanding melodrama further. So there's a clip here, a YouTube clip for you to watch. I will put this in the chat function as well. So you need to watch the clip on melodrama and note down 6 pieces of information you didn't know before watching it. Next question then. Why is it relevant? So why do you think melodrama is still relevant in the world of drama and theatre today? Can you give 2 specific examples? You might want to consider a style or genre of entertainment or a particular film or TV show that fits with this style. Consider the clip that you just watched. They gave references in there that could help you with this answer, so watch that back in certain sections if you are struggling. Next one then, how does this support us culturally and socially? So again, we're thinking about the wider links of exploring this topic. So how does having knowledge and the understanding of different styles and genres of performance work improve our individual cultural capital and social mobility? You'll notice underneath that I've put some definitions of those. So cultural capital, in the field of sociology, cultural capital includes the social resources of a person. So for example, the level of education, intellect, our style of speech, style of dress, and etc. that promotes social mobility. Okay, so we're thinking about the knowledge we gain when we are younger in order to make us well-rounded adults. So social mobility then is the movement of individuals, families, households, or other categories of people within or between social levels in society. It is a change in social status relative to one's current social location within a given society. Next then, the industry. Why has the entertainment industry stood the strength of time, guys? Why do we think throughout time performing arts, art, music, drama, film, TV show, live theatre, why do we think that this has stood the strength of time? Why is it still going, still ever popular? Why is it relevant? And then how do you think COVID will impact the performing arts industry? You might find it useful here to use the internet to research facts and interviews from people in the industry and reference their thoughts on this subject as well. Okay, so our final task for today then is our script work. So it's now time to write the scripted dialogue for your flashback scene. To the right, you'll notice I've put an example of how a scene should be written down. Each character's name should be in bold or underlined and their dialogue next to it. For the higher levels, you should be adding stage directions in italics. To put something in italics, you either click on it and click the slanted I at the top of the screen next to the bold and underline button, or you can highlight it and press Control and I, or put them in a different colour if your device doesn't allow this. So remember, dialogue is what the characters would actually say to each other, and stage directions are instructions within the text of a play indicating the movement, position, or tone of an actor, or the sound effects and lighting. You'll notice from the example that I've put on the right hand side there, and you'll be able to see it better in the PowerPoint itself, not on the video, that they are written slightly differently. So take a look at that for me. Okay. Right, guys, if you've got any questions, do make sure you ask us. Let us know if you need any help. Thanks, guys.